Okay, we're starting a new chapter. We're probably starting one of the most important chapters that, I mean, all of physics starts to boil around this chapter 4. All right, so I'm going to break it down into it, and it's long. I mean, it's got 13 sections. Most of the other chapters have 5 or 6, so it's a 2-weeker. All right, and I thought we were having an exam next week, but it's actually not next week at all. It's the week after next. Um, I must have miscounted because I've got it down as September 27th is when our exam is. So that's fine. That means there's going to be a lot of material on it. But one of the things about this physics, and especially with chapter 4, is you can't do chapter 4 unless you've mastered the stuff in chapter 2. I mean, that sounds horrible. I mean, that's not right. It is, but I didn't want it to sound that harsh. In other words, I by giving you problems from chapter 4 and then later from chapter 5 on these, which we won't get to because this is going to be 2 weeks. Yeah. So by giving you problems from chapter 4 plus probably a projectile motion problem, you've already answered questions that you because you have to do chapter 2 stuff to be able to solve the chapter 4, to be able to use the Newton's ideas and Newton's 3 laws. Then they break down into those equations of kinematics that we use. Now, the difference is between chapter 2 and chapter 4, the biggest thing I want to tell you is the difference between chapter 2 and chapter 4 is that chapter 2 is all about once things are in motion. Okay, chapter 4 is about getting those suckers to move, all right, or not move. Okay, and so that's the difference. And we're going to look at forces, and we're going to look at Newton's 3 laws. And the first half of the assignment covers up through the normal force, section 4.8. This book looks at the gravitational force right in smack in the middle of, and it doesn't give a whole lot of explanation. It just says, here's Newton's law of planetary motion, basically, of gravity. And it's good. It's good. And so so I've already posted a homework assignment that's due a week from today. Now we're going to cover in class, well, in this lecture and on Tuesday in class, we're going to cover what you need to know for that homework assignment on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's right, because I'm breaking it down into 2 weeks. So I was going to say, wait a minute. Wow, if I cram all this into one class period, I'm going to lose 90% of you. All right, whereas you've shown that you have the aptitude and the attitude, which I think is great, to do this. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get started.